Good morning and happy July 4th, and welcome to week 6 of Getting Out of Our Own Way 8-week program. I just woke up. That's why the face is looking a little bit strange this morning. I don't have new material because this material for me is so juicy and so relevant, and I feel like I'm still very much working with it. And I also feel like you could be diving in a little bit deeper. I'm noticing that the partnerships are not happening, or that one of you is prepared to work and the other is not. And so what I want to request is that you send me your your stories, and by the end of this video I'll give you something to work with as well that you can send to me. But I want to start by just checking in and seeing what's here. So there is a deep sense of tired in my body. There is the ever familiar anxiety that I feel in my right arm. And if this were 2 weeks ago, I would say I didn't sleep well last night, and so I feel this, this, and this. But that's not happening. I'm dropping the story, and what's here is just what's here in the moment. So I want you to do the same thing. What's here in the moment, with no impression of an hour ago or your story from a lifetime ago. What is here nakedly in this moment? Okay, so moving along. This week, I noticed, one, how healthy it felt to work with dropping the story and just leaning into what's here in the moment, finding myself saying, when someone says, "How are you?" wanting to say, "Well, I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep." Nope, that's not what was asked. How are you? How are you right in this moment? That's what's asked. And that's what I am starting to lean into. I've also noticed how obsessed and habituated and addicted I am to the story. So, for instance, and this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but such a great catch on my part, I had a women's group to attend, and I was feeling good that day. I was feeling really good, and there wasn't a whole lot there. And I thought to myself, when it's my turn to check in, what am I going to talk about? Can I pull something from my past? I need to have a story. I need to be interesting. And in that moment, I stopped and I asked myself, do I want to be a slave to my past and my story? Or do I want to live authentically now with a feeling of freedom in my body? Man, I can so feel that. I want to live free in this body, even if it means that I am so fucking bored that I can't stand myself. And that comes up too. And so in that moment, I made a promise. I talked to God, the universe, spirit, source, whoever it is that you have a connection with. I talked to them and I said, I am done with my story. I am no longer going to search the horizon for something to work with, to chew on, to make me more interesting. Whatever is here is here. Boredom is fine, is basically what I said. And that next night, I was so bored that there was a way where I craved this discomfort that I had experienced the night before. And how preposterous is that? Because the discomfort the night before made me want to unzip my skin and get out. But we think there is something wrong with just being, discomfort, boredom. And so I sat with the boredom. I just let it be. And then I sat with everything else that arose and I just let it be. And I watched where my mind would scan for something to worry about. That's what I want you to do this week. Not only do I want you to continue to get so familiar with your story, but when it arises, drop it and say, what is here and what is true right now? Whew, what's here is my arm hurts. And that's it. And that I'm hungry. And that's it. Wow, that's kind of boring. Great. Awesome. Let it be boring. I'm not suffering in this moment. I don't have to suffer. If I just allow what is there to be sensation, I don't have to suffer. If I start thinking about how I didn't sleep, and this always happens, I suffer. Can we let each moment be born new with curiosity? Work with this one for a really long time. So write down again maybe a few new stories that you have, or just actually take note of them. And then throughout the day, see how you can drop them and drop right into your body. And then I want you to write me about what's left when you drop the story. Do it 300 times a day. And I also want you to have a conversation with the unseen world, with God, with your grandfather that passed away, and say, I'm done with the nonsense. I just want to live from a free, unadulterated, unstoried, previously uncreated moment. That's what I want to do. It sounds novel, and yet it's just how the present people live their lives, and I want to be one of them. So, happy July 4th. Maybe this is a day of new beginnings for you. It is for me. All right. I have such love for all of you. I'd like your assignments and your exercises to me by Thursday. All right, my friends. Any questions, reach out. Thanks.